Welcome to If News. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a breaking story. The stories I have for you this week start with a half-man, half-owl that scared off holidaymakers and was filmed in the Cornish graveyard. Secondly, in UFO news, a glowing object over Ukraine. Could it be a Tr3B in the hands of the Russians? So first up, a story of a mythical half-man, half-owl that scared off holidaymakers in Cornwall and has been filmed in a graveyard, or so it's been claimed. A cryptid creature that would remind many of the famous Mothman. The Owlman of Mothman Smith has been the subject of folklore since 1920s, but there haven't been any sightings since 1976. More than 40 years later, ghost hunter Mark Davies claims he's captured the infamous cryptid or paranormal entity on camera. In a video, Mark and his friends can be seen creeping around the spooky graveyard, which is located behind a gate directly from a Hammer horror movie, even having a dramatic looking inscription that reads Da themi nisi vadu. Sorry, my Cornish isn't great. This translating to, it is good to draw nigh to the Lord. Mark holds out a spiritual detector and pans his camera around the graveyard, asking if any creature lives here. Then, in the corner of the frame, a ghostly figure can be seen, the spooky creature being caught on film. Mark goes to investigate. It is then that the apparition vanishes, with no more trace of the Owlman being found. Local folklore tells the tale of two teenage girls whom once spotted the figure while on holiday in Mothman Smith near Falmouth, Cornwall. It is said that one day they walked down to an old and remote church more than a mile from the village centre. There, the two girls saw a terrifying birdman with wings and feathers perched on top of the church steeple. The story says that they were so scared by the sighting that their father decided to put an end to their holiday and leave Cornwall straight away. In July of the same year, two 14-year-old girls decided to go camping in the same area. They witnessed a giant owl of human size with glowing red eyes. This is so similar to what was reported in Point Pleasant and the Mothman that there has to be some link. In Cornwall, however, the creature has been curdling the locals' Cornish blood for decades. These stories had all eyes turning to the village, and the discovery made the national headlines, the press naming the beast the Owlman of Mothman Smith. Although Cornish people still remember the story, many say that they haven't heard the name Owlman for many years. Locals in the village pub, the Red Lion, and the post office, even the Memorial Hall, had all heard of the tale of the cryptid, but all said that they did not know enough about it to make an informed comment. Penn Salisbury said, I haven't heard it mentioned for years and years, since it first happened actually. It was a media event at the time. People were scared to go to the church afterwards. The Owlman looked quite menacing from the picture and the drawings made by the girls involved. What was the curious figure? She asked. Mark Davies, 47, from Falmouth, Cornwall, was in the graveyard with his friend Chris Power, 36, from Manchester. Mark said, there's ley lines which are under the ground near the church, and they give off paranormal activity. There was a hissing in the trees, and you could hear flapping. I heard it go right over my head, and I was shocked. That's when I saw the figure, and it had horns on its head. It was mad. On the paranormal meter I was holding, which picks up electromagnetic energy, and we use it to detect ghosts, I was getting conscious replies to my questions through the device. That tells me dynamic energy, and it wasn't safe. My friend got attacked. He even had scratches on his arms. His camera broke too. He didn't see anything, he just felt the surge of energy. He didn't realize it until about half an hour later when he felt something burning. It's not a place I would advise anyone to go alone. Let's put it that way. So what do you think this Owlman was? Do you think it could be the same creature as Mothman? The next story has people spotting something unidentifiable. This time, not so much in the realms of the supernatural, but more in the field of the technological. A glowing object spotted over the Ukraine may well be the legendary craft, the Tr3B, the anti-gravity spacecraft said to have been built using reversed alien technology. The strange flying object was reported as having no wings, windows, or leaving any type of contrail. It maintained a reflective glowing white appearance for the entire duration of the controversial 20-second video clip. The shaky handheld video, most likely filmed on a phone, is lacking in sound, but UFO expert Scott Waring took to his etdatabase.com blog to speculate about what the intriguing amateur video captured, the clip being reportedly shot by one of his subscribers. He said, "I emailed them back to learn more about the incident, but they have been ignoring me. Maybe Russia has knowledge of these top secret Tr3Bs flying around," he said. Then going on to comment, "But I understand as a lot of people record these kind of things, then get really frightened." Waring then zooms in on the amateur footage to examine the UFO in closer detail. He adds, "For a few seconds, it kind of looks like a disc, and then there are a few seconds where this UFO looks more triangular in shape. The intriguing object has no wings, windows, or contrail. For some time there has been the belief that there is a conspiracy of secrecy behind the US military, who have developed the craft which has come to be known as the Tr3B. Could the Russians have built similar technologies? Whatever America has, the Russians and China have only a few months later, as they are always hacking everything," claims Waring. He goes on to say, "Militaries around the world have these incredible new secret aircraft built using alien technology. US Space Agency NASA worked with the Russians during the covert Apollo 18, 19, and 20 missions, which recovered a lot of alien technology from some crashed ships on the moon." Waring has his supporters. After viewing the curious footage, scores of comments rode into the YouTube channel. Mike Littlejohn was also impressed by the clip, commenting, "It's got that aura around it, just like the others. Could it be propulsion system emissions? If it's not a secret government craft, it is definitely a UFO." But user Mr. Black 340 appears unsure about the footage's provenance, noting, "We don't have palm trees in the Ukraine. I can tell that for sure as a Ukrainian, so either this one is a fake or it's been shot somewhere else." And then there's Mag Mustafa, who was less than impressed by Mr. Waring's outlandish claims, writing, "It's just a bad camera and it's likely just an aircraft. Is there anything from the news you would like to see me take a deeper dive into? If so, let me know in the comments below." All the links to this week's stories can be found in the video description. As always, if you like what I do here on the channel, hit the red button, like and share. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.